absolutely nothing out here now. Yeah. Sounds good. We're in the middle. Already.
A little bit about what we did today.
What we did today was just a standard route clearance of the section of Highway 1 that our troop has been given. And the whole purpose is because our brigade here their purpose is to secure all of Highway 1. That's their job. That's our primary mission here, because if we can secure Ghazni province and Highway 1, it allows us to keep supplies flowing down from like Kandahar up to Kabul, and it'll keep the entire country supplied. Whereas if the INS forces were controlling this area, they'd be stealing supply shipments, and then the country would really be fractured because they wouldn't have anywhere to get all their supplies from.
No, did we find anything out there today, sir?
Today we didn't, no. Normally we found, it's been a pretty big hotspot for IEDs, and we found a lot of IEDs in the past, but since Ramadan has been starting up, we haven't found as many as we normally do. Previously, when we've gone out, every time we've gone out for about 4 weeks straight, we found something, and we would always be blowing it up with the OD. But now that Ramadan started and things are slowing down, we haven't been finding nearly as much as we used to.
And what are some ways that you can, or what are some things that you bring out with you to find IEDs?
When we go out to find the IEDs, we always bring OD, just in case we find anything, so they can search around, they can destroy it. We also bring the TED, the working dogs, to find the explosives. We brought them out every time we go out because they've been a big benefit in this area. They've been able to find a lot of IEDs for us when we've gone out on Highway 1. Those are the primary enablers we take out. We also take out Goldies and mine hounds that help detect tripwires, as well as the actual IEDs themselves. We put the Goldies, whenever we sweep out, we put them on the edges of the formation so they can sweep for any command wires they can find. And then we keep the mine hounds further in because they like placing the IEDs in the culverts and right next to the side of the road in order to hit traffic or any U.S. trucks that are driving by.
And what are some visual indicators that would, say, hey, an IED's right here?
The biggest ones is usually, sometimes you'll see it. I know before we've walked up onto IEDs just poking out of the ground, they weren't covered enough, or the emplacers, they didn't do a good enough job of trying to hide them. Sometimes we've seen wires poking out of the ground as well. Sometimes we've seen actual detonation wires poking out, as well as command wire running from the actual IED. Those are usually the biggest indicators of when you'll find one.
And how often do you guys clear this route?
Every other day. Normally on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, they'll have brigade RCP come through, and then they'll clear it. And then on the other days, we'll alternate between my platoon and 2 Bravo. They'll come through and they'll clear it, and then we alternate on every other day.
Is there anything else you'd like to add about what we did today, your